Paul Williams shares his background, reflecting on his upbringing in a nominally Christian family while studying theology and philosophy, which significantly shaped his understanding of faith. He highlights discrepancies within Christian teachings, specifically noting that Jesus did not advocate for concepts such as the Trinity, the Incarnation, or the establishment of a church. This discussion shifts to a scholarly perspective, revealing that Jesus primarily preached a message of monotheism and sincerity rather than the framework of Christianity as we know it. Historians remark that the portrayal of Jesus as God predominantly appears in the Gospel of John, the last Gospel written, while earlier texts do not substantiate this notion. In contrast, the Gospel of Luke presents Jesus as a prophet, emphasizing his role as a messenger of God without the claim to divinity that marks John's narrative. Reflecting on his journey, Williams describes his engagement with Islam, discovering parallels in the reverence for Jesus and Mary, which challenged his prior beliefs and opened a broader exploration of faith. The Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, grapples with the problem of suffering, highlighting a significant gap in Christian responses to the existence of evil in the world. In contrast, Islam offers a coherent interpretation of life as a test and the afterlife, presenting a different perspective on suffering and the nature of God. The historical examination of Jesus' teachings, particularly regarding the Trinity and atonement, raises essential questions about foundational Christian beliefs. The authorship of the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, is often considered anonymous, which raises concerns about their historical accuracy and credibility. Despite being educated, many Christians lack advanced teachings about their scriptures from the church, resulting in a limited understanding of key theological concepts. Interestingly, many Christians pray to God as a singular entity rather than adhering strictly to the doctrine of the Trinity, aligning more closely with Unitarian principles found in Islam. Furthermore, the interpretation that Jesus refers to another prophetic figure raises significant questions about the teachings outlined in the Gospels, with scholars suggesting this figure could hold historical importance. Emphasizing the perceived lack of acknowledgement of Muhammad in Western discourse compared to other historical figures raises important issues regarding historical narratives and biases. Williams highlights the Prophet Muhammad's character, showcasing his mercy towards enemies during the conquest of Mecca, which contrasts with prevalent Western perceptions of his actions. In Birmingham, a substantial percentage of the population identifies as Muslim, with around 40%, illustrating the growing visibility of Islam within urban communities. Moreover, Muslim youth in Britain appear to be more religious than their parents, actively participating in practices like prayer and fasting, suggesting a revival of faith among younger generations. Modern Western living, which is often dominated by materialism, is linked to rising health issues such as obesity and mental illness, while Islamic practices like fasting are viewed as beneficial for both physical and mental well-being. Approaching the study of Islam requires caution, as relying solely on Google may lead to misinformation. It is advisable to consult books that provide accurate insights and interpretations. Jonathan Brown's book, Misquoting Muhammad, serves as an excellent introduction to Islamic teachings and the history of the Prophet, addressing various critical topics related to the Quran and Hadith. According to the Gospels, Jesus did not claim divinity. Instead, he emphasized that God is separate from himself, aligning closely with Islamic teachings that uphold Jesus' original message.